Okay, normally this really is the day that we usually scrimmage because it's the first day we're in full pads. But we really wanted to make sure that we were still working on our basics, that we were still working on our fundamentals of tackling in our first day. We're allowed to do that. And so that was good to have this day and set it up this way, I think, so that we're giving our players everything so that we can really have a good test tomorrow. When we go a full live scrimmage tomorrow, don't know the number of plays yet for that, but we do want to run a good amount so that we can see our guys, not just our young guys, but all of our guys, in a live situation.
No Andre Walker today. Any update?
Yeah, wasn't able to go today. Hopefully we'll be able to go tomorrow.
What are you seeing from Chad Wheeler over there?
Yeah, Chad looks really good over there. Obviously tomorrow will be a big test. I think it's, any time that, you get a position like we have at outside linebacker where we feel like that's a very good position for us, first and second team there. Those guys really make your offense better and make them have to work. So he's really getting tested out there with some really good players.
Why him over Max Turk or Kevin Rapp and a couple other guys in that spot?
Oh, we talked about a number of things. Really, I think it came down to the fact that those guys really right now are running with the first team at their spots, at guard and at right tackle. And so really to do that, you're going to have to double flop and move him. And so this way, really, all we did was just exchange one guy in the first unit.
What's happening with Andre Walker?
You just asked that. I hope he's back tomorrow. He wasn't able to practice today.
So he's still at camp? He's still here?
Yes. I'll tell you guys if anybody gets in trouble. If they're not here, just assume they're in class or an injury.
You were saying yesterday
because we're real positive.
You said yesterday you were excited about seeing that film with Chad and Max on the left side. Has Chad shown you enough to where when Andre comes back, this could be a more permanent thing from the left side, or is that kind of remain to be seen?
Yeah, that's not enough information. 1.5 practice and now another one. I would think after tomorrow we'd be able to answer that a little better. But he's definitely shown us that whether it's this year or down the road, whatever, that he could play over there for sure.
What part in camp, the defense usually has a quicker start than the offense. What part in camp do you anticipate the offense catching up?
I don't know. You never know if they will. If they don't, that might be a good thing. It might be we're really good on defense. We do have a number of veteran players in that front seven that have played a lot and that's showing up. And I think, kind of a storyline so far is that the secondary is playing better than they did in the spring, not giving up as many big plays and playing better on the outside. The corners are playing better than they were in the spring, so it's a good thing.
The quarterbacks do today look like they had some struggles.
Yeah, we'll go back and watch the film. Seemed like we had a couple shots on some deep balls that we didn't hit. So, part of that too is because a lot of our stuff's team situations and our front's playing really good on defense and giving us some problems.
Is there a reason they're not available today to the quarterbacks?
Ask Tim. I don't know. I got enough things to worry about.
How about your receivers? Seemed like some drops today. Receivers.
Yeah, I think Darius had a good day. I thought he caught the ball really well. Continues to do some good things out there. I think anytime that you got three quarterbacks in there, it's not going to be perfect, and things are rotating, moving around, and you're still installing new plays with guys. And Devon Flournoy didn't practice today. Katrib didn't practice today, so there are also some guys in there you're probably not real familiar with.
What do you see from Silas?
Yeah, we threw him out there. Put a jersey on him because he's really still not completely back to where, like for instance, tomorrow. I don't think he'll go tomorrow. But, it was good. I think that, the thing about Silas is he's a leader. He's very confident. He's very emotional, gets into the game, and gets into practice. So that's good to have in the huddle.
Just give us your thoughts on Devon Kennard's performance in the first 5 practices.
Yeah, Devon has, would be up there if there was an MVP or something on the whole team so far through whatever this would be a week. I think that he's playing really well at that position. We do a lot of things with him. Gives the tight ends a lot of problems, and then at times he ends up on the tackles. So I think he's really making the right steps to have a really good year.
Do you think he's benefited the most from the scheme change?
Yeah, I do, because it really is his natural position. You know, we kind of moved him around and tried him at some different places, and we weren't a 3-4 team, so we didn't have the ability to really do this. We'd even messed with him in a 4-3 scheme standing up, and it just doesn't really fit right. So I think this has been really good for him. We're actually pretty fortunate that we changed to a scheme that actually fits our personnel. A lot of times you change to a scheme and it takes a year or two in recruiting to go match the guys, and because of Morgan and Devon and their size, not big ends, kind of tweener guys, it's been a really good match.
Do you know what happened to Whittick at the end of practice?
I don't.
Have you seen a difference in the play of the early enrollees versus the freshmen that are just coming in now?
Definitely. That seems really obvious on film. Having those 15 practice, not just that, but having the meeting time, and then they're more comfortable. You get out here and you're on the USC football field. I don't care, how big of a recruit you are. You got some nerves going, and you're going to get some good players, and you're used to making every play wherever you went to high school and being the best player around. So there's always a transition, and so yeah, we definitely see a difference in those guys. Yeah, and we're fortunate that those 7 guys that came in early, not just that they come in early, they were really mature kids for the most part, mature football players.
Anything in particular you're looking for tomorrow in the scrimmage?
Yeah, I know we're looking for that we don't all of a sudden go into that situation and now we have a bunch of errors, because it is no different. Because you're tackling, the game didn't change. We didn't all of a sudden put 13 guys on defense. It didn't get harder. And I think that's the key to the really good players and the really good units and teams, is that they go from the practice field to the game situation, and now all of a sudden they don't lose their splits. They don't all of a sudden jump off sides. They don't all of a sudden call a play wrong. So I think it's going to be really big. We've already talked to our players about this, about evaluating the guys that can go into that setting, which is the closest we can get to a game, and still perform really consistent.
Is there any position group in particular that you pay the most attention to in those situations?
All of them, no matter who you are, there still is that jump, and handling that jump from practice to scrimmage setting, and the really good guys handle it well. All right, thanks guys.